Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We are back for our second match of the night. We're going to be staying in the Prospect League. We have the Vipers versus Origin. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth, ready to bring this straight to you. And I'm joined by my special guest, Flurry's own Magic Pepperoni. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well. Feel like it was a very long weekend, and I was looking forward to Monday more so than ever, especially with a lot of these matchups are so important for me personally on Flurry. So I'm looking forward to this one for sure. And a former Origin player myself, this is going to be a fun one, and excited to be in the booth with you tonight.
Always excited as usual. And ladies and gentlemen, we've been running a little bit behind. We apologize. We had some difficulties earlier in the stream. So we're going to get right to the action. We've got all the players loading up onto the pitch right here, right now. We have a best of 5 series. This is game number 1 between the Vipers and Origin. And right now, Pepperoni, I believe that the Vipers are sitting at the 5th seed in the playoff picture, whereas Origin is currently not even looking at making the playoffs yet. So there's a lot of pressure, in my opinion, for Origin to win this game tonight.
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, Vipers, with the loss of Josh on the roster, this is a completely different team. He was the leader of that team. So I'm excited to see how they bounce back and really make a new roster with him not being there. Because right now they're number 1 in the power rankings, so they're no slouches for sure. But the acquisition of Slays for Origin just a couple weeks ago, this team is just better than ever. So I do think this is gonna be a very lengthy series, unless one of these teams just runs away with it. I don't see that coming, but you're completely right. This is a must-win for Origin for sure for playoff implications.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think this is going to be a pretty well-paced game. Honestly, I think if tonight is a night that Puggles is popping off, because he has pretty big pop-off potential from what I've seen, the games I've played with him. And if this turns out to be one of those nights, Origin might be in some trouble here. But you're 100% correct that Origin also making those roster changes has, certainly in my opinion, become a much stronger team in this second half of this season than they were in the beginning. Puggles coming through, taking the first goal for the Vipers, going up by 1 with a little over a minute gone.
And Lore with a very weird touch that had a lot of power, surprising even to me. And I mean, Puggles right place, right time, just has to put it in the open net. And Origin, that's just a rotational error. A weird touch from Lore nonetheless. But the 1-0 lead for Vipers is to be expected. As Puggles, he's as you said, he's probably the guy to look out for this entire series. It's basically Puggles versus Slays for who pops off more, and Slays is going to get the response not too late after the first goal comes through.
Ask and ye shall receive. Talk about Slays popping off, and he does just that, getting it past the final defender, tying things up for this Origin roster. And I don't know, I'm just going to go out here and say it, Pep. I don't know if you saw in Hub earlier, Slays petitioned to change the name of Origin to Burger Team, I believe, which I second that motion.
I am down for that. That's a new one, but I mean, I'm cool with that. And I mean, I really wish the Boomgi was playing more often, because this is the first time I've seen him play Rocket League in a hot minute. So it's been a long time coming to see the Boomgi diff on stream. But Slays trying to get a tight angle shot. What a shot from Slays, and he's showing the protractor early in the series.
And Slays looking unstoppable from the left-hand side of the goal tonight, finding an just almost impossible angle right there, getting it over the final defender and taking the lead for Origin. Only 2 minutes gone from this game, believe it or not. It feels like it's been going on for an eternity so far. Lore gonna get the clear down to Scrizzy in the midfield, putting it back towards the net, but Slays is there, trying to get it away, but gets demoed. Sicko taking control, but hits it just a little bit too far away, and Viper's defense gonna send it out. The Boongi with the pinch out of the corner, down to Sicko. Sicko getting control of it, getting it past 1, trying to follow, but can't get the touch that he needed. Lore looking for a counter, nobody back. Zabungi goes back, but Lore pops it up off of the backboard, hoping for a Viper teammate to take a shot, but Origin gonna send it out. We are now halfway through game number 1. Origin in the lead, Magic Pepperoni, but Vipers not ready to give up yet.
Yeah, and Zabungi is just like driving this ball dangerously towards his net. But either way, this is a much like pickup of the pace from the last series we saw for both games being prospect. You can tell this is towards the top of the table, the standings, and the speed is showing through. A lot of mistakes that we saw in previous series in prospect leagues. These players are not making them right now. This is very clean in Quick Rocket League, and you love to see it. But right now, with Origin taking that mid-game lead, the Slays kind of just like taking the pace of the game and doing whatever he wants with it. This is very dangerous. Slays had another opportunity, but it cannot put in the back of the net, and it's going to be still Vipers looking for that equalizer with time taken away.
Slay's just barely missing his hat trick there. That ball bouncing off the post and out. Disappointing, but he's got a minute and 20 seconds left to still try and find that hat trick. Vipers doing everything they can just to keep Origin off of the offense, but it feels like Origin is starting to become more and more suffocating as the time ticks down with just over 60 seconds left on this clock. Game number 1's looking to go to Origin if Vipers aren't able to do something. Origin, finally, their heavy offensive push paying off as Sicko gonna find a pass from Slays.
Yeah, it's Grizzy a bit awkward, kind of rotating towards the net one ball side, and he kind of had to be that guy to get in the way of that shot, or it's going to be dangerous. And it does find the back of the net, and that gets things really scary here for Vipers in Game 1. You don't want to give the underdog that first game win, or you're going to give him a lot of momentum, and make him start to believe a little bit, because right now, this is a dominating Game 1 for Origin.
Yes, it certainly is, and Vipers definitely got to be feeling their captain getting banned. Sicko trying to get one for the road, but Scrizzy making it back to that one, saving it on the goal line. 30 seconds left. Things looking pretty grim for the Vipers. As Sicko's going to pop it up, looking for a double, but can't. Going to leave it for Zabungi to clean it up, getting one for the road, and extending Origin's lead now by 3.
Yeah, and I think Puggles had to give the respect there to Sicko for that shot. And then when the miss comes through, it's Zabungi just has to hit the broadside of a barn, and he does it top shelf. And Origin looking very convincing in this first game. And Vipers, they just have to get themselves off of defense going into Game 2, because right now, I mean, aside from this one clear right now, it has been very soft touches. And aside from a miracle happening, I think this is wrapped up for Game 1, as it does the own goal into the back of the net. Origin with a 5-1 lead now.
That was a pass play own goal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, boom, boom. That was a prospect moment. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful. I am thoroughly impressed. But yeah, Vipers unfortunately dropping the ball on this game. Final 10 seconds here. Not going to be able to make a comeback, I don't think, as Puggles aiming for his net again. Not done with the own goals, but Origin going to take game number 1 out from under the Vipers' feet, run away with it. What was that ending score? 5-1. Sheesh. They got to be feeling good after a win like that.
And I don't feel like Vipers played poorly. I think they just kind of got a wake-up call there. Like, oh yeah, Origin's not a sloucher of a team at all. Like, this is a very fast and accurate shooting team. We saw a lot of shots that a lot of times in prospect you might have just be off target and save you a little bit, but not against this Origin team right now, as they are hitting their shots on target. And that's going to be really, that's the difference maker in the series, is when you're given opportunities, are you gonna capitalize, or you let them go aside, and you're gonna end up losing the series. So Vipers, I think they have to answer back very early on in this game too, because Origin, it just kept on going, stacking the goals on top in that last game. So they got to strike early.
Yeah, not only that, but I think they got to make some sort of changes to their ability to get the ball out of their defensive zone, whether they got to bang clear it and send one down, or if they're able to get control and get it out. But oh my goodness, Slay's just diving in, looking for yet another goal from the left-hand side. But Vipers, if they aren't able to stop being suffocated by Origin in the midfield, then there's no way that they're going to be able to last, because, I mean, yeah, they have good defense, but they crack under pressure, and Origin is really good at applying that pressure right now.
Yeah, and the main thing I'm seeing right now is these 50s from Origin are so dominating. They're so quick to get in a good position for these 50s. If that shot, that's one of those that you have to put in the back of the net. Slays can't get the touch. And that is a very unusual mistake from the veteran Slays, as it does give a 1-0 lead for Vipers in back-to-back games now.
Yeah, and Scrizzy getting on the board, getting a little love for the Vipers, taking the lead. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Looking a lot like what we saw in game number 1. So hopefully the Vipers are not going to see a repeat and they'll be able to get a little bit more leverage over Origin, possibly even take this game number 2 and tie up the series and get that clapback that they really need against this Origin team, because they are definitely feeling themselves. Sicko and I play for Slays going for the pass play there, but just barely missing the ball, bouncing off of the crossbar. Lure 50 in with an Origin member. Scrizzy taking control in the midfield, gets a massive flick, but immediately demoed. Lure puts it down to the mid. Puggles is there, but can't get it through the defender. The ball pops up. This still could be dangerous for Origin. Scrizzy comes in and gets the touch off the ceiling. Lure is just a little bit too far up. Gets a touch backwards, and Slays putting one on Puggles with a huge save right there. And Zabungi not interested in dropping the pressure yet, but Lure is going to send that one out. And that was a huge press, Magic Pepperoni, from Origin, though it was fruitless. If I was on Vipers, I would have been a little bit scared right there.
I'd have to agree, but the pressure is not going away. It's a nice pass from Puggles there. And Lore, he beats out 2 defenders that are both in the air in a good spot to make the save. But both of them just flat-footed. And, I mean, just quicker there from Lore. But we have seen a few shot opportunities from Origin. I think Zabungi had one. I'm not sure who had the one before him, but they have had a few opportunities that they did not slot like they did in game 1. And it is resulting in a 2-0 lead for Vipers now.
Vipers with the insurance goal that they needed to feel comfortable here. They got a little padding. Even if Origin's able to score one, they're still going to have the advantage in the game. So they are looking to completely control the pace. Game number 2, Scrizzy getting a touch out of the corner. Zabungi not able to get to it fast enough, but does find a double touch. Gets it around one, but Puggle's going to clear that out. And Sicko pops it into the midfield, down to Lure. Gets it in front of him. 50s with Slays. Sicko going to take control and have to 50 in the midfield. Scrizzy pops it up and out. Puggles is up, but can't beat Slays to the ball. Lure keeping the pressure alive off of Puggles' car. Zabungi's there. Lure getting a demo on Sicko, but Vipers not able to capitalize on that. Not that they necessarily needed to, Magic Pepperoni, but I'm sure getting a 3-0 goal lead would be huge for Vipers right now, especially getting the kind of the beat down that they got in game number 1.
Yeah, and the beatdown they're getting right now on their defensive end is they're being assaulted with shots right now. But a lot of them off the post, which has been the story here in this game too for Origin. Is Lure is up really early, and he's going to slot that one past the defender. And that's that third goal that you were hoping for from the Vipers there, Psycho, as this one looks done and dusted.
You love to see it if you're a Vipers fan. I know you got to be shouting loud right now, because that was not only beautiful, but like you said, may have been the dagger that's going to put Origin down in game number 2, though there is a minute and 37 seconds left. A lot of time. Lure going to get faked out by Sicko. Sicko able to turn back and get that one out. A crazy save from him right there, Pepperoni.
And we're not going to talk about that whip that just came through from, I think it was Lure. The ball just sitting still, and he passed it up. But I don't think it's going to make much of a difference when Scrizzy is just 50ing the life out of the third man, and that will chalk up this game number 2, and tie up the series, I think, here, Psycho.
Yeah, Scrizzy absolutely bodies the defender right there, gets it through. Minute 16 left on the clock. Looking like this one's going to pretty much go to the Vipers. They're going to tie up the series, though it is still possible. Origin, I think, just can't stop the Vipers at this point. They have found their groove. They are literally on fire. Puggles with a demo on Sicko, but Slays able to get off the backboard and keep it away from his net. Scrizzy taking it away from him, popping it out to the mid. Sicko getting up in time to make the stop. Puggles to keep the pressure for Vipers. Scrizzy's up, but he's awkward. He gets a touch to the corner. Puggles is there. He beats out Slays. Slays knocks it down. Lure to keep the pressure alive for Vipers. The ball gets 50'd by Puggles. Sicko in the mid sends it out. As we near the final 30 seconds here, and I don't even know I guess it's mathematically possible at this point, Pepperoni, but I think it's realistically impossible. Slay's trying to get a shot there, but realistically impossible that Origin's going to come back. I think they just need to hope for a single goal.
Yeah, you're right. And the difference in this game is the lack of shot from Origin. They had, well, just now racking up their fifth. I think 4 of them hit off the left post to the goal. So, I mean, you don't have to play much defense if you're the Vipers, if Origin's not going to be accurate in this game, too, like they were in that game 1. But as convinced as I was with that game 1 win from Origin, I am very scared for what's coming in game 3 if they can't put a single goal in the back of the net here in this game, too.
Yeah, whatever is coming is going to be super interesting. I can guarantee you that. Both of these teams, it's kind of odd because it feels like, and even based on the scoreboards, that it's sort of, they have the same sort of shots. They have, but one team dominates the other team. So obviously, Origin, I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, they got a bunch of goose eggs. Zabungi and Slays both had shots, but Seko didn't do much there, and Zabungi and Slays obviously couldn't do very much in the defensive department. So hopefully we're going to see Origin sort of clean up their defensive rotations. Maybe they got some comm issues they need to overcome, but I'm sure game number 3, Origin's going to be looking to play like they did in game number 1. I know Origin's not about to go down without a fight.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I don't know if Origin just kind of got surprised with this counterattack from Vipers. After Vipers were just asleep at the wheel in game 1, I think they kind of got shell-shocked when the Vipers came out and slapped them in the mouth with this game 2 win. So, I mean, if I'm being real, I think Origin's just going to have another blowout win here like they did in game 1, and they're going to trade shots until someone wins it in game 5, because, I mean, I wasn't super convinced that the Vipers played extremely well in that game 2. I think Origin was just kind of lacking on offense, and if they put some of these shots away like they did in game 1, I think this is going to be a 2-1 series lead for Origin.
And I would definitely love to see the back and forth all the way to a game 5. Give me a game 5 overtime, because honestly, these two teams, I don't know if you know this, but historically they've played 10 matches over the entire course of Nemesis. They are currently 5-5 in their match history. So the winner here gets to take an advantage in that match history. Both of these teams need to be, dotting their I's and crossing their T's right now, on their P's and Q's, playing the best Rocket League that they can.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I mean, regardless of what the all-time standings are, I don't think these players have played much against each other. And Nemesis matches with Puggles. Oh my gosh, he almost slotted that one away. But yeah, this is a game with a lot of new faces and a lot of old faces for Nemesis. And it's guys like Zabungi and Slays who have both won championships in Nemesis that are trying to, go together and make it happen this season. As right now, it is just nothing falling for Vipers as the post is going to block another one. But you're exactly right. This is a very historic matchup. A lot of historic guys, and this is a very different start here in Game 3 as we've seen in the past few games as we're still scoreless.
And we certainly are, but
Ooh,
I played
okay.
for Slays.
Okay.
Gonna come in and take the lead for Origin. I mean, Skrizzy, that's an unfortunate touch from him. Zabungi, big brain play, I gotta say.
Yeah, we are in fact not still scoreless. That's my bad. That was probably my fault. But either way, the Origin team that we saw in Game 1 finally is going to show up here early in Game 3 before we get to any 0-0 overtimes. Because while some people might like those, that's pretty resident sleeper, and I like to see the shooting come through from Origin.
Certainly, I definitely agree with that. And Origin with the lead right now, looking to make true what you said, Pepperoni, and taking the 2-1 lead. But I don't think Vikings are done yet. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time for one goal to get scored. And Slay's not able to find his teammate in the midfield. Zabungi is back, pops it up. Skrizzy looking to get the touch, and he's going to take control, slowing things down, gets the 50 through Slays. Puggle's going to take it from him. Puggle's leaving it. And Zabungi up. He's going to leave it as well. Lore getting the 50 off Slays. It rolls up the wall. Puggles bangs it down. Zabungi pops it off his ceiling. This could be dangerous. Lore's up, gets a soft touch, but Slays to clear it out as we reach the midway point of this game. Origin still in the lead by 1. Vipers currently on an offensive push, trying to tie things up. And Puggles is back to 50 with Slays there. And Pepperoni, I don't know what's going on, but Origin definitely playing a lot tighter defense. Lore trying to dunk it through Slays, but can't get it. But Origin just playing some really tight defense right now, not letting Vipers through, and they are trying.
Yeah, there's some really good attempts coming through from both teams, honestly. A lot of leaving the last guy back, and that guy just making an heroic save. Or some, the post coming in clutch. But right now, another open net, and Puggles can't put it away, and Sicko's off to the races, but there's two people on their way back. And that's kind of the way this game has been going. A lot of weird stuff going on. People just missing the ball straight up because they thought somebody else was going to hit it. And both guys end up whiffing. And it's like, well, the ball's just sitting there, and there's an open net, so I'm going to shoot it, and then the last guy gets back in time. That's all that's happening right now. Not a lot of team coordination. Oh my gosh, Sicko! How do you read this?
He just does. Sicko's just built different as he is just there. He comes out of nowhere. He's like Batman, drops from the ceiling there. What? And just dunks the mess out of that Vipers player and finds a heavy angle too. Like, how do you even do something like that, Pepperoni?
I don't know. I've had a lot to say about Slays and Zabungi so far, but I need to give Sicko some credit because he is making an impact, and it's plays like that show his value for this team. He has another opportunity here, but Puggles, he's the 50 god. He's going to take his third save of the game, and this is getting a little dicey here for Vipers. Kind of called this out going into Game 3 that I think Origin kind of just got shocked in that last game, and I'm loving to see their response here in Game 3.
Yeah, it's looking real good too, and very much in their favor with only a little under 40 seconds up to the clock. Sicko with the pops it up, but Lore to send it away, and now the Vipers only have 30 seconds to get 2 goals. They need to get one pretty much right now on this offensive push, and then they need to score off of the kickoff as time ticks down. Puggles trying to get it through the defender, but can't. Zabungi gets beat out by Skrizzy. Skrizzy looking for the bump, but Slays gets away from him, clears the ball out, and final 10 seconds count down. It's pretty much lights out for Vipers here in the game number 3 of this best of 5 series. We're going to move into game number 4 with Origin at the advantage, 2-1 in the series, looking straight down the barrel of a match point.
I do not understand this series in the slightest right now. I can't tell who wants it more, because it seems like both times that Origin wins, Vipers just do not look like they're in the same league as these guys. But in that last game, it was a blowout 4-0 for Vipers. So, I mean, Game 4, I think y'all all know what my prediction is, because I think Vipers are going to do the same thing they did in Game 2. And that's what I'm hoping for here, Psycho, because, I mean, why not have back-to-back Game 5s in the Prospect League on stream? Because, I mean, maybe that incentivizes more Prospect games on stream, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd be down for that.
Yeah, say less. I'm in. Sign me up right now. I'll go to game 10. I'm just kidding. I mean, I would, but I know the stream. We don't need all that. We can move on to our third and final matchup of the night. However, we're gonna get straight into this game number 4: Vipers versus Origin. Vipers looking to go 8-3 if they can win here, and Origin looking to get back in the race for at least play-ins. If they're able to have a really good second half of the season, I believe they still can be looking at that. Puggles gonna take it off the top of Slays. Skrizzy off the backboard of Origin. Lore's there. His shot's gonna go wide. Skrizzy looking for a second drive-by clip there, but couldn't find the touch. The ball is floating in Origin's defensive zone. Puggles gets up but can't beat out Slays. Lore off of the sidewall. Down to Zabungi in the corner. He flicks it over. Slays is there, gets it past Skrizzy. Puggles gonna body it through, but Sicko back on the line, makes the save there in the first almost minute being gone now, Pepperoni. And we're seeing what I would say is pretty much what we've seen so far in the early game of all these games so far in this match.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Lore so far. That last play, centers it, bumps Zabungi, bumps the goalie to the back of the net, and if a shot comes through a little faster than it did, that would have been the first blood of this game. But everybody really having an impact from both teams so far in this series. I think I've called everybody's name out so far, and Zabungi trying to get fancy with a double tap here. He is known for some mechanics, and that'd be very clutch right now in this pivotal game 4. But either way, Skrizzy has a breakaway 1v1 Zabungi, who is the better ones player, and it will be Zabungi this time around.
Zabungi with a huge save for Origin right there. He was looking almost at a 2v1 as one of Skrizzy's teammates was trying to help him out, but couldn't get up there for the bump play fast enough. Skrizzy not really getting a good flick on the ball, and it was shut down. Origin now looking to push offensively. Slays in the mid. Zabungi can't find the pass. Lore gonna send that all the way down. It's a little bit high. Skrizzy gets up in front of it, down to Puggles, and Puggles sending it back towards Skrizzy, but not gonna find another touch. The ball's popped up. Lore's there for the double, but Sicko taking it away. Puggles still with it. I play for Slays to send it out. Sicko with a touch off the sideboard, off the backboard to Slays. He puts it in the back of the net, and Origin now up by 1.
Bro, I thought Sicko was about to peak right on stream. If that bounce goes off corner, I think he had it. But either way, it's a nice pass to Slays. The two guys connect for a give and go. And Origin, once again, taking the first goal of the game. Vipers still looking like they're shell-shocked in that same state they were in that last game. And they need to find something into the back of the net. But this one's going to slip away, just like the last one. Slays is going to put this one even more in a dangerous situation, as on match point, Vipers are not looking too hot.
Slays going back to game 1. Slays just popping off. I'm sure he got the smell of maybe trying to actually, and he is 2 goals. I don't think he was he able to secure the hat trick in game number 1, Pepperoni? Do you remember?
Do not think so.
I don't think he was either, but he's still able to maybe now. Oh, Puggles sounding off, coming back for the Vipers. And now they're only down by 1, 2 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Lore just doing a little charity work, just giving Puggles, saying, yeah, Puggles, take my goal, I don't mind, bro. And, you gotta get the points you can get. As a double commit came through from Skrizzy and Lore, but then right afterwards, Zabungi clears it out when I think Slays was already in the air, so it just canceled out the double commit that came through from Vipers, and it gets them back into this game with about 2 minutes left to go. There's plenty of time here, Psycho, for Vipers to bring us to game 5.
Yes, it certainly is, especially if they start to gear up and play like they were playing in game number 2, which they absolutely, I'm going to say, have to do. Origin, no slouch team right here. Definitely bringing the competition to the pitch tonight. Sicko down to Slays. Puggles in the midfield looking for Lore. Lore pops it out, but it's just a little too hard. Skrizzy there, but his shot gonna go high off of the crossbar. Sicko with the little misflip right there, but still able to get back to it and get it around 1 defender, but Puggles is there, sends it away. I play for Slays with the touch off of the backboard. Skrizzy to keep the pressure alive for Vipers. Lore into the corner. Zabungi playing it out. Sicko getting an awkward control of it. Does, in fact, get control. Puggles to take it away from him in his own corner. Sicko looking for the doink. Lore is up. The ball was just going a little bit too high of the goal.
Oh my gosh.
Puggles with the 50 pinch. Lore putting it down, but it goes wide and almost down to the final 60 seconds here, Pepperoni. Both Vipers really trying to get something, but this is dangerous. Oh, Sicko! Oh my god! He fakes and then 50s 2 of them.
Oh my gosh, he fakes out 1, and honestly, he faked all 3 of them. I think somebody barely got a touch. But either way, Zabungi is there in time to finish the clip. I mean, props to Sicko. He is popping off right now. He doesn't have to find the back of the net when he has dimes like that. That's number 2 from him in this game alone, and that is a huge goal for Origin late in this game.
Not just and number 2 here tonight, but also at least number 3. Sicko, I remember, I think it was season 4, he was down in the Novice League and played on stream and had a clip, did an air dribble over an entire Novice team and scored it. It was bonkers. But so Sicko definitely no stranger to busting out clips on stream live for the audience, as we have seen here tonight. And it's looking like in the final 15 seconds here, I don't think Vipers are going to be able to bring this back. Origin going to walk away with the W here tonight, sending Vipers home, needing to think about some stuff, but I think with just a little bit more time, Pepperoni, because I don't think these guys have really had too much time to play together. Lord just joining the team earlier today, I believe. So I think with maybe by Wednesday's game, these guys should definitely be looking a little hotter.
Yeah, they're still figuring things out for sure. But I mean, you can't blame them for kind of losing air towards the end there, as they had a chance to win that. But that when that fake comes through, you're just dead in the water. But either way, Origin just continues to impress and pick up huge wins, and that is a big time win. On a Monday, if you can take a 2-0 week on Wednesday, Origin is definitely on the up, and I'm impressed with this team, and they're definitely scary in the Prospect League right now.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And I just want to thank you real quick for joining me here tonight. But we're going to have to wrap things up because we are just a couple minutes behind for our next matchup, which is going to be in the Novice League. Acceleration and Gorgons going up against each other. Both of these teams are 5-5 in the league. So one of these teams looking to take the advantage here and get the next win. But definitely, we're going to take a small break. Stick around. You don't want to miss that Novice League action. Pepperoni, I appreciate you joining me here in the booth tonight.
It's been fun. It's always good when we have double prospect matches, and hopefully the Novice League can bring us to a game 5 that we deserved in that last series.
Certainly do hope that they do that. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.